I want to get the whole admin team, all 6 of us, to like at least one trade show.
Which we will.
All of us
We're gonna
together.
we're gonna manifest it. We
Yeah,
are
we're
going to a
going.
trade show together.
Yes.
By 2026, we will be at a trade show. And the way you're posting and going right now, it's sure to happen.
I hope so.
It will. It will. Like,
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Next Gen MFG, the podcast for tradespeople by a tradesperson. I'm your host, Nush, and this is the podcast about empowering people who are working in the skilled trades and inspiring the next generation to also pursue a career in the skilled trades. The purpose of this podcast, like I said, is to interview tradespeople and empower their voices because they are an important part of our infrastructure and our economy. I was lucky enough to have been noticed by a couple of other podcast hosts because of my LinkedIn, and because of that, I was able to attend a trade show and speak at it. And during that whole time, all I could think about was getting more people my age to that stage. So now that I've yapped enough about what the purpose of my podcast is, thank you so much for listening, and let's get into this episode.
hi everybody, welcome back to Next Gen MFG. I'm your host, Noosh. It's been a while, huh? I've been like everywhere and nowhere at the same time these past 8 months, so I just kind of wanted to get back on the podcast, give a little introduction on what I've been doing. Very little introduction because I have a really exciting episode planned for today. So, if you're following me on LinkedIn, you've seen something called the Sisterhood of Trades posted all over my feed. And it's an organization that I created with 3 girls that I've actually just met last year. And we have this goal of funding scholarships. We're writing newsletters, we are hosting podcasts. Our team is expanding very rapidly, and I've been very blessed to be able to meet some of these women. Brooke, sitting next to me right here, is our primary moderator and our writer. So if you've seen our newsletters on our website and on our LinkedIn, a lot of the times Brooke is behind that. She's behind our engagement plan. So anything that goes on in our Discord server, which I'll explain in the future episode because that's like
That's a whole episode.
I'll have her come back on and we'll talk about it and give you a tutorial on how to use it actually, in case you're curious. But she's been super helpful in just getting all that organized, getting ideas to our members, and then facilitating workshops. Which, have you ever done that before? Have you ever facilitated a workshop before?
Not necessarily a workshop, but when I worked in sales, I did a lot of
Okay.
like.
We were really good at it.
Yeah, it
So
was, unfortunately.
it's a good skill to have.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, I'm just gonna get into this episode with Brooke. So I met you 3 months ago. I don't really know much about
Yeah.
you or really what drives you, but in the
Yeah.
short 3 months that I've known her, she's blown up on LinkedIn. If you're not following her on LinkedIn, there's something wrong with you. And can I plug your TikTok as well? If
Absolutely.
you're not following her on TikTok, you'll see it on the screen right here. She's been a really great resource for other women and young men in the trades. I see them in her comments supporting her, asking her questions. So that's very important. And we're going to get into all that stuff today.
Cool. So my name's Brooke. I am a third-year steam-fitting welding apprentice based out of the UA Local 46 in Toronto. So I'm also the Canadian representative on the admin team from the Sisterhood. I got into the trade when I was 18, so I tried to go to college first. My mom really wanted me to try to go to college, and I really wanted to keep playing volleyball. So I went to Humber College for health sci. I think I lasted a whole 3 weeks before I was like, this is not for me. And I dropped out. I took some time off, and then I would say probably 3, 4 months later, I was having a conversation with my mom, and she was like, "Oh, have you considered getting into the trades? Because with me being type 1 diabetic and all, I need good benefits." And I've always been very hands-on. So I kind of started researching some trades, all of that, and I was like, you know what, welding looks pretty cool. And my mom, bless her heart, paid for me to go to a private welding school to kind of get some experience. And then I turned 19 as I was finishing that. And I didn't get into my union hall until right after my 21st birthday. So I was on a wait list for about a year and a half, 2 years. And in that time, I worked sales management at Good Life Fitness, which is in Canada, the biggest fitness brand in Canada. And yeah, I got into basic welding at my hall, and then they sponsored me through that. And from there, initiated me into the hall in December of 2023. And then I got dispatched out to work in February 2024. So I've been working steady since then.
First of all, you grew up in Canada. What part of
Yeah.
Canada are you from?
Toronto, Ontario. So
Okay.
where like 50% of our population is in Canada, that's where I'm from. I grew up like an hour outside of Toronto, but I live in Toronto now.
Okay. I'll be there next week. You guys won't see this until I don't know when.
Yeah.
Before the new year, but I'll be in Canada next week. So I noticed you said you were type 1 diabetic.
Yes.
And I already knew that because I saw your TikTok, but let's pretend I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah.
When did you find out? When did you get diagnosed? And like, what was that like? Because you're young. How old are you?
22.
By the way, I forgot to tell you. How old are you?
I'm 22. I'll be 23 in February. I was diagnosed about a month before my 12th birthday. So I've been diabetic for going on 11 years. So half my life. My mom probably started noticing the symptoms around like late November, early December. I lost a lot of weight really quick. Like I probably went from like 120 pounds to like 90 pounds in a matter of like a month and a half. I was drinking like, the 24 cases of water.
Mm-hmm.
I was drinking like one of those in 2 days. Yeah, insane. My mom noticed that I had like a fruity kind of smell on my breath, and my vision actually started going because when you have that much sugar in your body and it doesn't know how to like break it down, it stores in your organs. So it'll store it in your eyes and it scratches the inside of your corneas. So that's really fun. I never got my eyesight back. 2020.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wear glasses now. Nobody in my family wears glasses except for me. And then, yeah, my mom made a doctor's appointment probably end of December. And my doctor, not a good doctor, he told my parents, he was like, oh, I'm gonna like stick my neck out and say that she's not diabetic, like she's still really healthy, blah, 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 this, that. I'm gonna speak in Canadian here, so if you're from America, I'm so sorry. But so the normal blood sugar for a non-diabetic is between 4 and 7. When I was diagnosed, my blood sugar was 37.
Oh God, I'll have conversions on a screen too
Yeah,
for my
so
American homies.
37 Canadian is like 770 American. Yeah. So my blood sugar's obviously super high. And then diagnosed, my blood results came back on a Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
and the lab called my doctor at like 11 p.m. and were like, you need to get to this girl to the hospital, or like she might not make it, because you go into what's called diabetic ketoacidosis, or DKA, which is basically when there's so much like sugar in your blood and it doesn't know how to break it down that it turns your blood toxic. I actually had a friend who passed away from DKA when I was 16. I just recently there's a bench dedicated to him, about an hour and a half from where we live, and I was in the area, so I went to sit on his bench and hang out with him for a bit. But yeah, so they called him like 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night. My appointment was on Friday. And when I went to the appointment with my parents, he was like, oh, a high blood sugar is no reason to wake a doctor and his wife up at 11 o'clock at night. I could have died. Luckily, I never had to spend any time in the hospital when I was diagnosed. I was very lucky. There's a amazing clinic near me where I grew up, and they got me in right away, got me on insulin, taught me how to do the injections, taught me all of this stuff.
That's wild, and kudos to your mom for really advocating, and you for really pulling for yourself as well.
Yeah.
I could not. I don't know about you guys. I could not imagine having diabetes and working in the trades as hard as you do, and then doing what you do with us.
Yeah.
So, can you explain to me what you're doing in the union for anyone who doesn't know what steam fitting is? What is that? What do you do?
Okay,
It's a
so
very broad question, I know.
Steamfitting is it's not just in Ontario, but it's the Ontario version of pipe fitting. It's called steam fitting because we work with high pressure steam. So we have to have extra years on our apprenticeship kind of thing, because high pressure steam is so dangerous. You don't see it that often, but because it is in Ontario, like it's in a lot of the hospitals. I'm currently working at a hospital and there is a lot of high pressure steam. So we just have to have basically all of that extra training just as like a safety reason, but
And again, if you didn't hear me the first time, she has diabetes and she's doing this and she is dedicating all the time that she's not working to the Sisterhood of Trades, can you, I know I explained a little bit about what it is,
Yes.
but I want to hear it in your words. What is a sisterhood? What do you do? And how did you find us?
Okay, I'll start with how did I find you
Yes.
guys. So basically, I already had a pretty decent like following and good traction on my own social media, like my TikTok, posting like behind the scenes of what working in the trades as a female really looks like and kind of like playing more on the humor side of things. But I did post a more serious video where I was just like, oh, why is there no like community for apprentices or like women in the trades like on a bigger scale to kind of get connected? And a girl that's in my hall, her name's Abby, also a member of our Discord. She tagged the Sisterhood in the comments, and I'm pretty sure Carly was the one who reached out to me and then sent me the link, all that. I got in the Discord. And when I first got in, low key, it's really intimidating at first when you get in because I had never used Discord before.
It is.
And trying to navigate through and like figure out how everything works, I was like, this is intimidating. And there was so many threads.
You were there before we even had roles, so like, if you wanted to talk about welding, you just had to hope and pray that
you just had to be like, hey, welders, and you couldn't like at anybody or anything like that yet.
We'll talk about right now, and also we'll show you exactly what it is in another episode.
But even like, because I've been in the Discord since July, it's November now. But even when I got in the Discord at first, like, there wasn't. I feel like we've grown at least like 100 members at least since I got in.
It was active in the beginning, but it stopped when people started muting us.
Yeah.
And you were, I don't even know how to make it not sound corny, but you really saved us during that lull by not just posting on TikTok, but you mentioned girls specifically. You would ask really engaging questions, and then you went on to make a whole engagement plan for us monthly. By the way, she does this monthly, so we have plans out until I think January already.
Yeah, I already have December done. So I've always been big on the networking, and I'm big on the networking. I've been on LinkedIn for like since I got into the hall. I've been on LinkedIn,
and I didn't know she existed. Like, are you kidding me? What? Also, I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you probably talked to her about LinkedIn." I did not. I always mention LinkedIn in the chat, but I didn't this time. Like, I saw her mention it, and I was like, one of our members just mentioned it, and I'm not connected with her. So I got connected with her, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, she does stuff on LinkedIn. Like, she's actually
LinkedIn's my most used social media,
and I love that. Like that. This is also like at the older generation who thinks that we're not on LinkedIn. Hello, this is her most used social media. Like, and she's big on TikTok as well. So like the fact that she's juggling both of those, that's amazing. And we needed that, and I'm so glad that she hopped in because now she's not only doing it in the community, she's been doing stuff outside, getting us a lot of really cool projects.
I think the whole LinkedIn thing came up because one girl said that she just got laid off, and I was like, are you on LinkedIn? Because every single job in my field that I've gotten has been from LinkedIn. Like me just being like, seeing somebody's a foreman or seeing that somebody's like a field supervisor or whatever, messaging them and being like, hey, like, do you have any opportunities? Are you looking for apprentices? Like, I can send my resume through, whatever you need, kind of thing. So that's where I've gotten all my work.
Evidence. Like, there's so many on LinkedIn, but there's even more on TikTok. So the fact, like, I get so annoyed when they're like, oh, y'all don't work. Oh, but
all I do is work.
Here. I'm like, what the
all you fucking do is work.
And yet they're like so adamant on, I don't want to get on TikTok and find these people. Oh my God. Okay. Lazy. So like making the podcast is kind of like my way of being like, look, they're here. They're going to tell you basically their resume, and you're going to reach out to them on TikTok or on Instagram or wherever they are, because you're complaining about not having bodies to hire. They're there. You're not looking for them in the right places. And like, it's maybe I'll put this in. It's 2025. If you're looking and hiring somebody, start looking where they are. Don't keep expecting them to come where you are. It is 2025. Things are different. The internet is vast.
Brad and Steve just did a podcast about like hiring the right tool, and it's like about like where to find people on the job and like all that stuff. And I listened to that podcast and I was like, the older generation needs to realize that we're here and we're willing to work, but at the same time, like our generation isn't going to be the ones that just like take it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? We don't just sit down and let it. Oh wait, I shouldn't say that. I'll put that in the Patreon. So you had no idea what our mission at the Sisterhood was. She just hopped in and started advocating the mission without even realizing what it was. And I was like,
no clue.
immediately, I was like, I need this girl in this group chat because she needs to bring her ideas in here, make them official, and like work with us for real. And I asked our existing moderators and admins. So, real quick shout out: our co-founders are Carly, Hannah, and Zoe. Our Discord wizard is Cece. She's been the one behind literally the
massive changes lately.
Like the organization of the Discord is all her.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, can we like add a new moderator? This one's not gonna be like a regular moderator though, like for the group. This one's probably gonna be partnering with articles and LinkedIn stuff. Like she's always networking.
Yeah.
Is he checking your blood sugar right now?
I don't know, is he?
So
before I was even on the moderator team, actually, I was like making LinkedIn posts about the Sisterhood already, and I was always commenting on people's TikToks, being like, "Oh my god, like you should join the Sisterhood."
Literally, she wasn't even affiliated with us. Well, like not like that. She was just a member, and like other members have done that before.
For sure.
For 2 comments, like, which is nice. I'm really very appreciative of that. Thank you for spreading our mission. But you've been going above and beyond everything, and then also I see screenshots of her texting some of our members with the best advice, and I'm like, this girl needs to be on other podcasts. So this is my way of introducing her to all of you because she is what you guys have been looking for, what you guys have been talking to me about. This is literally, I'm sitting next to her right now. I did it first, by the way.
Just really quick, me first, and then
everyone else could have her, but just anyways, so is there anything else you want to tell me about yourself before I kind of get into your presence on social media, like outside of LinkedIn?
I feel like we'll all get into it.
Okay. So I met Brooke through the Discord, but I did notice I had liked some of your videos before, and I was like, oh, it's very crazy. I'm like, this world is so small because when you look up Steamfitter, you do come up.
Huh.
So
I don't even put Steamfitter. I usually put just like fitter welder.
Really?
Yeah.
When you look up Steamfitter, you come up. Huh. So I'm like, okay. But I followed her on TikTok and I noticed like a lot of her content really resonates with not just women, it resonates with young men. It resonates with people struggling with type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, you have a really great following and I just want to say congratulations on that. That's awesome. And how has social media played an impact in the way you work? We'll start with positive and negative because I know that there's 2. So we'll start with positive.
My social media, the way that I work, it hasn't really affected the way that I actually like work and do my job on a day-to-day basis, but it's definitely affected the way that I interact with people on site, especially in the fact that like now that I do have a decent following and a decent traction on all of my content, that I need to be extra careful with how I act on site, what I say on site, and how I act on my social media.
Yeah, digital footprint is
once I started getting decent traction, all of us post stupid videos on like friends only or even like on public being like, oh, nobody's gonna see this, whatever. So I never posted anything too crazy, but there would be videos of like me and my friends or like this and that, and I was like, so as soon as my first video that I posted that got really big traction, I think it's at like 2 million views, and it was a really short like 4-second clip. It took me probably 30 seconds to make and think of the caption and post it. And I literally locked my phone, put it in my pocket, and then I think like 4 hours later checked and it was at like 200,000 views.
Yeah.
And immediately I was like scrolling through all my social media, making sure that I didn't have anything bad. Luckily I don't.
Questionable, yeah.
Because my mom, since I was like a kid and first started getting on social media, drilled the digital footprint into my head. Like drilled it into my head. Because my mom is like people facing career. She's a real estate agent. So she understands the importance of your reputation and all that stuff. So thankfully I kept my digital footprint good.
Right. A lot of people don't, and like that is something that you don't think is ever gonna like harm you, what you post, what you talk about, things you do on your private accounts, but it circles back. People talk about that stuff.
Sure. Do you guys have, I'm sure some of you have watched Love Island.
Yes.
And Sierra
Yes.
removed from the show because she posted a slur on her Friends Only like 3 years prior. And somebody dug it up, found it, and then she got removed from the show. Like,
that's crazy. But like also like that just shows you how powerful your digital footprint is. And like if you're one to go online and bash people, there is a high chance that no one's gonna want to work with you because you're most likely going to bash people. If you uplift people, like how Brooke does, if you represent people like how Brooke does, people want to work with you. So this is my segue into. That was really good.
That was a really good segue.
Hello, podcaster. So, who are some brands that you work with? Give them a little shout out. I want to hear it.
2 of my favorite brands that I've worked with have been Blackladder. They have been super easy to work with. Even before I started working with them, like I will give 100% honest reviews. And if I didn't like their stuff, I wouldn't say it. But their work pants, like their women's work pants, they're perfect. They're so good. They're like comfortable, and all of the pockets in them, because you know how you have like all the side pockets on your legs and stuff. They're not sewn directly to the bottom. They're like cinched so that when you bend over, it doesn't like pinch or anything. That I really liked, and they're also like one of the pairs that I have is like it literally feels like you're wearing like sweatpants.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but they're like work pants. They look really good too. And they're super breathable. They have like the ventilated back of your knees. Those saved me on the really hot days.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So that's good to know. I see you post them a lot and you talk about them in the Discord a lot. I've never worn them before, but it's really cool that they support you. So can you tell me about what other partnerships you have?
Yeah, so recently I've also been working with Force Field High Vis Safety. They're based pretty close to me, and all of their stuff is actually really reasonably priced, which I'd like to see because you know how pricey workwear can get.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's really not good. But all their stuff's really affordable and like size inclusive as well, which is nice to see too. But Eric and I, went and did a photo shoot with them. And then they gave us like these massive bags, and they were like, "Oh yeah, just like shop around the showroom, like fill up your bags, whatever." And then they had a welding jacket that I really liked. But they didn't have it in stock, so they just sent it to me after.
Oh, that's awesome. We're gonna put pictures of it in here. And correct me if I'm wrong. You brought some stuff that we were gonna do like a photo shoot with.
I did.
So you want to talk about that?
I did. So I was talking to cover gals just about doing something for like my wedding party kind of. And they were like, "Oh yeah, like absolutely we'd love to do that, but we also want to make you a custom cover gal." And I was like, "A custom cover gal?" Because they were saying that they got this black material in because like usually they're like that navy blue or they're high vis or whatever, right? But they were like, "Oh, we just got this really nice black material in that we wanted to like make more like casual wear," because the owner, she was like, "Oh, I want to be able to wear them, but I don't want to wear like bright orange or like navy blue. Like I want something more like professional looking." So they sent me one and they printed like bride on the back. Oh my god, I'm so excited. It fits literally perfectly too. I gave them like all my measurements because obviously wedding dress shopping. I like got all my measurements and stuff, but
if you tune into our TikTok, you definitely saw it. She did a little unboxing for us and tried it on, and it was so nice. It fit really well. So, are there any other brand partnerships you want to talk about? And then, like, can you kind of walk me through what the process was of getting them? How do you do something like that?
So, a few of them I reached out to them just because it never hurts to be like, "Hey, like I started getting traction on my social media." It's true.
A closed mouth doesn't get fed.
No, I started getting traction on my social media, so I reached out to like a few different brands. I got absolutely no answer from quite a few of them, which is to be expected. But Blackladder, I think I just sent them like a general email, not even just like work related stuff, but just like brands in general, because I was trying to put together like gifts for the bridal / wedding party. So I was like, oh, let me just like see what I can get, like see what I can drum up. And I reached out to Blackladder because I started getting traction on my trades content on my TikTok. So I was like, hey, like I don't know if you guys do like UGC, which is user generated content, or anything like that. So basically what I was trying to say is that if they would just send me stuff, that I would make content for free. But Black Ladder offered to send me stuff, and their clothes also really expensive. Like the pants that I was talking about earlier, they're like $250 pants Canadian, so it's like 170 American.
Yeah.
But they told me to just go on the website and pick like any outfit, and that they would send it to me. Anyways, they sent me a contract basically being like, okay, so like this is what we're kind of looking for. Like, here are some like talking points if you want to work off of these, whatever. We're gonna pay you $200 for this video, and we're gonna pay you $100 for this video.
Do you want to disclose the price? Is that okay? Is the contract on NDA?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like, yeah, we're gonna pay you for this content as well. They're like, you're taking time out of your day, like making this content. The girl that I work with from Black Ladder is like the sweetest ever because she sent me some more stuff to make content with that I actually haven't done yet because right when I received the package, she hadn't sent me like I don't even know what they call it.
Like an itinerary of what to talk
Kinda.
about?
Yeah, she hadn't sent me it yet. And then by the time she got it to me, I was like in the hospital going through surgery, all that stuff. And then I had to take like 3 weeks off of work, and then I went back, but I was in the shop. Then I got laid off. Now I'm with a new company, so it's like
You don't really have
there's
time
no
to do
time,
that yet.
yeah, for me to like make content on my break or like anything like that, right? So I am going to get on that. I swear, Hadley, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
What you've built for yourself already so far is amazing and very inspiring. Like that gives me ideas on what I could talk to the rest of the admin about. And this is also really good advice for business owners on like how to reach out to the next generation, write contracts, get us involved in what you're doing, and that shows in your revenue or your like that becomes your ROI, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I also built a media kit for myself,
That's awesome.
which really helped because it like gives you a snapshot of basically like this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what my content looks like.
So I want to kind of switch gears to more your audience and the comments you get.
Okay.
Because you get like a quite
I get a vast, yeah,
a lot of different comments. Very supportive comments, a lot of very supportive comments, a lot of hate,
a lot.
and a lot of just random bots.
Yeah.
They like to swarm you with things that they think would get you mad.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed is you always respond in a very hilarious way, or you don't respond at all, which is honestly better. Like, take the high road, don't respond.
Yeah.
Let their interaction fuel your impressions, you know?
Exactly.
So, could you talk about what the most surprising responses are that you've received from your comment section, not your followers? Like, what are some like highlight comments? If you need to go through
I
your
was gonna
TikTok,
say I
and,
could
like,
literally go through and read
if
some
you need
off.
to, yeah, as
That's
long as they're
nice.
not like smutty, you know what I mean? We're good. By the way, we're using the app TikTok. If you don't use that app, you should definitely get on it. There's so many young tradespeople on that app. So if you're a podcast host and you're looking for guests, TikTok is a really great place to go. Imagine TikTok sponsors this episode.
I gotta scroll down to all of my folded comments.
Oh,
Those are the best
those
ones.
are the best ones. TikTok is the thing where it folds comments that are like questionable and
There is also 500 comments on
right?
this TikTok, so please bear with me.
Oh yeah, bear with. Don't worry. Take your time.
Okay. This one.
Wait, which?
It's the oh, you're an apprentice. Your days must be super busy, and then it's me just standing there. This one is hope he came back to a sandwich. I love the misogynistic comments. I think they're so funny. This comment is, oh, to be a protected hire in the trades and not the 95% that get abused. And my response was, try working ICI next time. Because high rise is known to be a little rougher around the edges, but like everybody in ICI, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you all get treated the same. At least in my experience. This guy commented, I worked my ass off all day as an apprentice. What's your excuse? And my response was, my excuse is that you have no sense of humor.
Literally, it's just a TikTok.
Yeah.
It's 5 seconds out of your. How many hours do you work a day, by the way? Does it
9-ish?
It's 5 seconds out of your 9-hour day.
Literally. A lot of people came to defend me on this comment.
Again, 5 seconds or even a minute out of your 9-hour day. Literally. Which, by the way, this 1 minute that you took out of your day brought so much visibility and recognition to your trade. So it doesn't really matter if it took her 5 minutes or a minute to make
Yeah.
it and record it. This is like very valuable, especially to our industry, which is seen as a dying industry.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like employers need to support social media use a lot more. Like, not
Yeah.
obviously don't let them run free. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, of
But
course.
don't reprimand your employees for being on TikTok or Instagram. I know I get safety issues. Like, I was a safety manager at one point, so I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. But you could obviously cover it, like what you do, cover your name badge, cover where
Yeah,
you're
cover the
working.
logo.
If there's a sticker on your hard hat that kind of shows where you're at, you cover that. But that's like basic digital footprint safety
Yeah.
stuff. That's not like, that's things that you should teach your employees. You should encourage them to post about it. And it shows, it's a culture thing at the end of the day. Like, it shows
Yeah.
other people that your company is a place that you'd want to work for and support, because they're not lenient, but like supportive, I would like to say.
Yeah. And like 90% of the comments I get, I would say, it's all like other tradespeople sharing their experiences, or like they relate to the content and they're like, oh, or like even tips and tricks. Like I've had journeymen and like foremen and stuff from other locals around me reach out and put me in connection with other women in their hall, or even just reach out and be like, hey, if you ever need anything, let me know. And like I always ask for like any tips, tricks, advice that they have, because at the end of the day, they've been doing it longer than me,
Right.
so they
That's
probably
awesome.
know a lot more than I do.
That's awesome. I want to switch gears from social media into what you're doing right now. So you're working, but I also am curious what your role is with the sisterhood. Like, well, I'm not curious. I know
I'm
what it
curious.
is.
I'm a co-founder, and I'm curious what your role is.
Yeah, I know what it is, but pretend like I don't know what it is. What is it? Explain to everybody what you do.
So I am the, as I mentioned before, only Canadian on the like admin team. So I have the title of Canadian representative.
Mm-hmm.
I am a moderator. So basically that consists of going through, keeping up with all the chats and making sure that everything aligns with the rules, regulations, all of that we've set out for our Discord members. Also includes verifying new members or recruiters or people who are curious about the trades. I think the Curious About the Trades is probably my favorite addition that we've done
Right.
recently.
I was planning on it for a while, and I'm like, I don't know how to set it up, and oh my God, Cece,
CC.
that cool. Oh, I love her so much. She figured it out and like got it so that way when you verify that person as that role, it gives them a certain permission so they can access certain chats and message members who are in the trades. They can mention the specific trades. It's really cool, but it still keeps it so that way our group chat is tradespeople.
Yeah. But aside from the whole moderation, I also do engagement plans, and I'm always very active in the chat. I think the only person that has a higher level rating than me is you.
Is me. And what's really nice about what you're doing is nobody ever asked you to do that. Nobody asked you to step into that role. You were doing stuff on your own. I noticed you were making polls, you were always asking questions. So I was like, this girl is literally doing what we do. Let's make it an official thing.
Yeah.
And so now she has access to our Google Drive. So she is always adding ideas. She's like I said earlier, making those engagement plans, which we follow monthly, and it has helped us kind of communicate with all of our team members. Like, okay, this is what we're gonna post about. This is what we're gonna ask the members. Here's what chats we're gonna mainly send this in.
Yeah.
Here's what polls we're gonna do. So it's nice that, obviously we're all in different places, so we could find all the information in one place instead of sending the same 5 questions in the chat, which is something I noticed. It was honestly okay in the beginning because we had so many active members in and out, so like having those repeated questions was nice. But lately it gets messy, and it's nice to have a organized document that's like, okay, this is what we're planning on doing.
Yeah.
And it's also really professional when you show other people who are curious, like, oh, this is what our plan is. This is how we're going about it. This is what we'll be writing about when we post about our milestones on LinkedIn. So that is definitely been very helpful.
Oh, I also write.
Yes,
I am also one of our
one of our head writers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm also one of the like content admins, I guess you could call me. So I write for my own newsletter on LinkedIn called The Balance Beam. Subscribe.
Check it out.
Little plug. Subscribe.
And she's also a writer for the Sisterhood special.
Yeah.
She just recently had an article come out about World Diabetes Day, and it came out yesterday on our website, which you can go right there. And I know I love doing that stuff. And it'll also be in the bio. All of the links and resources we're sharing will be in the bio.
Mm-hmm.
If you do read it, make sure you like it and leave her a comment. Let her know what you thought about it. I loved her piece. Every single time she writes, it's always amazing. So we're very lucky to have met her and worked with her, because this is exactly what we needed: the voice, the drive, and a lot of people on LinkedIn have already noticed that. So
yes.
Matter of fact, since we started recording, how many people have connected with you already?
Oh, today? Probably like 20. Like, I woke up this morning, I probably slept for like 7 hours, and I woke up this morning to like 7 new connection requests.
And by the time I got here, there was 20 more. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, what's your ultimate goal with us, with Sisterhood?
I have like, this is like my 3-month goal. This is like
Okay, yeah.
you know?
Let me hear it.
In the next like month before the new year,
Yes.
I want us to hit 1,000 members.
We will. We're manifesting that.
Yeah.
So
that's going to happen. Like,
going to happen. We just need 40 more members, by the way.
That's not even. It's like 30.
It's like 30, right? 33.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us and you're a tradeswoman and you're not in our Discord, what are you doing? Hop in our Discord server. The link will be in the bio. It'll be up
right here
somewhere. Click it, join. We'll get you verified and in.
Yeah.
So that's your 1 month goal.
Yes, that is my before the new year. And then by like summer, whatever it might be, we've already talked about this, but a scholarship with our organization.
Yes.
Not necessarily named, like not named after us, but
right, but just the Sisterhood scholarship.
Yeah. Yes. And then I also, like, these are all things that we talked about like yesterday.
I know.
But
I know. It's because yesterday was so many opportunities. But
I know. But yeah, I want to get the whole admin team, all 6 of us, to like at least one trade show.
Which we will.
All of us.
We're gonna manifest it. We are going to a trade show together.
Yes.
I've been blessed to be able to attend IMTS, an assembly show, and just recently the Titans of CNC Boombastic event, which is when I started like really pushing to them like how amazing it is. And the one thing I remember from IMTS was low-key how lonely it was being the only person that I knew like personally was some people that I knew online. So like I didn't obviously I couldn't hang out with them all the time. They were working. But all I could think about was I want to be at a show like this with friends. I didn't have friends. Now I have friends and they are as passionate about the trades. So it's like now I have a chance. And like Brooke was saying, we were talking last night about like how cool it would be for the 6 of us to fly together, be in a hotel together, like network and talk about our mission, because that's also very life-changing, like talking about this and what we do. So yes, by 2026 we will be at a trade show, maybe one that you will be attending.
But yeah, I've also been lucky enough to already speak on behalf of the Sisterhood at many events, which is something that I want to continue doing, because like, don't get me wrong, I have all these opportunities with my union, but that's just like representing a local, you know what I mean? I would love to be able to go to events, trade shows, conferences, whatever it might be, with like the Sisterhood being the main focus, but then also being like, oh, but I'm also a union member to kind of like back it up, you know? So
Right. So that is definitely coming soon. And the way you're posting and going right now, it's sure to happen.
I hope so.
It will. It will. Like, I'm telling you. Because I didn't think IMTS would happen, and then all of a sudden they're like, let's go. So if you're listening to this and you want to support us and get us to a trade show, I don't know, FabTech is coming up, and it would be really cool, I think, for all of us to meet up at FabTech, maybe have a couple episodes recorded.
For sure.
Obviously make some content, because that's what we do. So
it's true.
If you want to help support us, you can reach out either through the Sisterhood of Trades LinkedIn or on me or Brooke's LinkedIn personally, and we will schedule meetings and figure out a plan.
Definitely.
Because, like I said earlier, trade shows are life-changing. They are some of the best events that I've ever been to, and I've only been to 3. So
we gotta get you to Tradeswomen Build Nations.
Yes, I don't know how I can because I'm not in the union, but I'm gonna just like.
I don't think you have to be in the union.
I thought you had to. I thought you had to be union, but I don't know.
I think you can just buy tickets.
I think I'm just gonna buy a ticket and like ask them if I could host a couple episodes because I really want to interview the girls that go.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I really want to go to FabTech.
I also really want to go to FabTech. Like, I also missed Tradeswomen Build Nations this year, so that was sad. But
and it was the week before FabTech, and I was gonna go to FabTech, but then I had some bullshit happen and I didn't go.
I had surgery the day we were supposed to leave for Tradeswomen Build Nations. Yeah.
What's some advice you would give to a woman considering entering the trade and or entering our Discord server?
For entering the trades in general, I would say, I say this all the time, you've probably heard me say it 19 million times, is ask as many questions as humanly possible.
Yes.
Nobody is going to think that you're stupid for asking questions. It's more likely that they're going to appreciate that you actually care to learn, and that'll just show them that they can actually pour into your learning without feeling like they aren't getting anything back, kind of thing. Right. You know what I mean? For our Discord server, it's definitely, it can be overwhelming at first, but you can reach out to any 6 of us and we will kind of help you navigate anything like that.
If one of us isn't active, most likely Cece will be active because she's in Alaska. She's
different time zone.
5 hours behind us. So she's active until like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I wake up at 4:45 for work and she's still up.
She's still on the Discord working on it too. So when I say that she's working on it behind the scenes while we're asleep, I'm being serious. Yeah. It is behind the scenes. Okay. So to kind of wrap up, what is some advice that you'd give to yourself when you started out that's not asking the questions?
Oh, that I would give to myself?
Yes.
Nobody's ever returned this question back at me.
Well, yeah.
I ask this question all the time.
People, yeah.
And nobody ever turns it back on me. Oh, fuck. I would tell myself, honestly, not to be so kind and, like, friendly right away with the guys that I work with. Because, like we talked about earlier, it gets you into some situations that you don't want to be in, and then people try to turn it on you because as a woman, they're like,
it's always got to be your fault.
You want the attention, like, blah, 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 blah.
Right. And you're literally just being a nice person.
Yeah, it's just human decency. Like, I'll keep saying it over and over again. Like, it's just human decency. But I feel like when I was really early on, like, I did take my own advice that I give other people and to ask questions because I had one foreman at my first company who was amazing. Like, he pushed me to learn, like, he trusted me to, like, take care of things on my own, like, would give me blueprints and be like, "Okay, like, go lay this out so that you can kind of learn it without somebody standing right over you, and once you're done the layout, come find me and I'll, like, let you know what I would change, what I would have done, whatever." So,
speaking of awesome workplaces, I've been hearing some things that you've been saying about your current workplace, about how supportive they are of what you're doing over here.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Because that's really awesome, and I think it's very rare and people need to hear.
I can talk a little bit about that. So,
or just give a little shout out, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it.
Yeah, so I don't know if I want to say the company
and you don't have to
that
say
I work at, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, so I do work for like a fairly large and like very well-known company up in my area. I've only been there about, I think I'm going into my 4th week now. But my foreman, who comes in like every couple days, whatever, he's more of like a field supervisor. I told him that I was like doing events with CWB and like about the Sisterhood and all of that, and he also has me on LinkedIn, subscribes to my newsletter, like reads everything that I put out. And he'll come in sometimes and be like, "Hey, so like I read your article like about this, or like I saw your LinkedIn post about this. Like, can you tell me more about how it works with you doing these events?" Or like he's asked about the Sisterhood before and like been curious about that. And there's also something called Dreamer Day, which is something that happens up in Toronto. Basically, what they had this year, I think it just happened in October, but they had over 3,000 like high school age women come out and like learn about the trades. There's like all these different trades that set up like booths, and it's like a conference but for
Right.
high school
For
kids.
high school.
And they had over 3,000 high school age girls come out, and my company actually had a booth set up there. And I was already in touch with them about potentially partnering and doing something with them. But yeah, it was just like so cool for me to already be talking to her, and then I'm scrolling through my LinkedIn and I see that my company posted that they did a booth there. And they had all women at the booth, which I thought was like super cool.
Right, so like you're seeing that they support what you're doing,
yeah.
to support this. So it's like your mission's
It's
aligned. You probably feel a lot better about
Yeah,
work.
it's a very different change from companies that I've worked for previously.
That's
So,
awesome. We need more of that.
Yeah.
It's always really nice to work at places like that. So I guess we're gonna wrap up the episode. It's been like 3 hours of recording, and we still have like God knows how much more, but it's okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you also for picking me up from the airport. I got back from Texas last night, and Brooke picked me up. So that's the first time I've ever been picked up by a friend, by the way. So that's really nice. Thank you for joining me, and you guys are going to be hearing from Brooke very shortly because I'm going to have her on multiple episodes. And be sure to connect with her. I'll have all of her social medias displayed on the screen and in the bio. So definitely check them out, follow her, subscribe to her newsletter, and
Definitely.
be sure to support what we're doing with the Sisterhood. Thank you for listening.